prejudiced after knowing her for so long, but I assure you it's the truth. Some people are not so lucky. We even had a distributor quit the business, literally quit the business, and I mean a really good distributor because of a negative spouse, that even knocked another good distributor out of the game because this but that was a good thing because the distributor I'm speaking of was very negative too. When we spent time with them, we felt like quitting Send Out Cards. No kidding around. I'm telling you, the level of negativity that they had was tremendous. And when we were with them, it could really get us down after a while. It really can. You will find negativity everywhere. Like Cody says, about 85% of everything out there is negative. And you know what else? It's addicting. And that's why we need to guard our minds. And I keep saying I won't watch or read the news anymore because if it bleeds, it leads. Let's face it. Anything out there, if it's negative, people are going to like it. They're going to watch it. I mean, think of all the TV shows and the movies and the people getting murdered. And it's exciting, and I'm not saying I don't watch stuff like that. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be a saint. But really, a lot of stuff out there is negative. I just read a headline the other day in USA Today about 7 children died in a fire in New York. Well, wow, man. I mean, it pumps me up, right? So, listen, before I go any further with this, I want to say that my wife, Sheila, she gets negative once in a while. I do too. But for the most part, we try to stay as positive as possible. So I'm telling you, the level of negativity that some of these people that we've run into over the years has been absolutely tremendous. We can hardly believe it. So with all that said, one of the reasons we absolutely love Send Out Cards is almost everyone. No, hold that. Everyone is really positive. I don't think Cody or Jordan have a negative bone in their whole body. We've known Jordan for 11 years, and I've never seen this guy negative. And I think that's one of the reasons he's the number one money earner in Send Out Cards. We all got to take a lesson from Jordan. And Cody, too. He's the CEO. They should be a model for all of us to follow. And that leads me to introducing Luis Garcia, because Luis is every bit as positive as Cody or Jordan. We know because we have spent days and nights together, and we know Luis and Heather about as well as you can know anyone. And let me tell you, they are 2 of the most positive people we have ever known in our life. So with that, I want to tell you that Luis is an executive in Send Out Cards, and he's been here for 11 years, and he's on the way to going to senior executive by the end of the year. He's a really busy guy, but he always has time to help people, whether they're on his team or not. Just with being around him and Heather makes us feel better. Heck, Sheila and I get off the phone after talking to Luis, and we feel like $1 million. So with that, Luis, it's all yours, my friend.
Thank you, Phil. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly.
All right, great. Yeah, negativity, I'm actually allergic to negativity. I literally, get hives when I'm around people that are negative. I just can't handle it. So it's not something I really want to be around. I try to be as positive as I can. So with that being said, thank you so much, Phil and Sheila. They're our sponsors. We do this call. We've been doing this training call now for quite some time. We're doing desktop sharing, which that's what we're doing tonight. So just straight up conference calls. We've been really training for at least 3.5 years. I've been with Send Out Cards 9 years, not 11, Phil, but thanks for, counting me for 11 because I'll be here for a lot longer than that. And today I'm calling from Miami, Florida. We got the family down here for spring break with the kids, and I was actually working at the in-laws' house today and had my computer open and drinking a few beers, and, I was just counting my blessings that I can do this full time for a living. It's just an incredible feeling and experience, but it's not a unplanned experience. It's something that we've been driven to do. So it's such a blessing to be able to get up and just go whenever you want to go and kind of enjoy it. But working from a computer and working while I'm here with my in-laws, it's just an awesome feeling. So stick with it. I know we can all be here. Last couple of weeks, since the beginning of this year, quite frankly, we've been talking about generating leads and doing them online, and many of you have set up your landing pages and are generating leads and starting to call people, and and just getting excited about what's going on with SendNot Cards, in particular with the training that we're doing. I have to always mention on these calls that, SendNot Cards has the Monday night training. Vanessa and Steve hold that training. There's Jordan's training, and, we need to get plugged into what corporate is sharing. So there is some awesome corporate, training and a way of doing SendNot Cards. So get plugged into that, and also get plugged into what we do here. We like to take around, and we like to have fun, more importantly. So I posted an image today, and you're looking at it right now, in reference to the chamber and what I've been doing there. And I think if I tell you the story behind what has happened down here, it will relate to some of the training that we're doing, because no matter how you generate a lead, whether you generate that lead online like we're doing, or you're generating in lifestyle networking, which what I'm going to cover here, processing of that lead doesn't really change as far as my networking goes. And I kind of want to touch on that because I don't want you guys to get lost in the fact that you must process every lead to what we call the 10 steps of a sale. So this training, it's kind of a refresher course on that. And I want to cover also some things about generating leads and what you've been doing and how to do that. So with that being said, let's talk about this slide that you're looking at. You see the chambers on top, and I've signed up 3 businesses. Right now I'm doing a lot of lifestyle networking in the chamber, and I was able to sign up the chamber as a marketing distributor. And the way I did that was by working, heavy at all of the events that they were having for the last year, and being very, very patient and very meticulous on, being a sender of cards and a practitioner, if I might say, of gratitude. In other words, when I joined the chamber, I took pictures. I edified people that were doing their presentations, because everyone at the chamber is usually trying to promote one thing or the other. I became an expert at processing leads and really funneling them through the 10 steps. And basically, when I would meet people at the chamber, I'm a real true pro in that I am a champion at follow-up. Literally, I don't even have to give away my business cards because I'm more interested in their business cards. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the 10 steps and how they apply in your day-to-day and how they apply to the chamber as well. But just know that we did sign up the chamber as a marketing distributor. I think that one of the biggest reasons that they joined SendNot Cards was not only that they experienced it, because I've sent the president brownies and the membership director brownies, and I've edified them, and I followed up and sent cards through all the staff members and a lot of the board members, quite frankly. So they got to experience it. But I think what had happened with them was that what really triggered them to join was the fact that they can make their money back. And I told them that I would help them do that in their first 30 days of being part of SendNot Cards, and that from that point on, we would help them build their team, essentially. So my goal was to get a full endorsement from the chamber. My goal was to get them sending cards, and through that process, there's 800 other members that I could then in turn say, hey, the chamber's doing this. You can help them by either becoming customers or marketing distributors. I told the president that either I was going to go ahead and sign everyone up that I could anyways, 20-80 rule, 20% of the chamber at least, and I explained this to her. Either I was going to go ahead and go out there and do it, or with their help, we can do this together. And they decided to do it together, and a lot of it had to do with these $140 leadership bonuses that you're seeing there, the CAB bonuses and leadership bonuses, and that they could make $240 every time a new distributor came in after they became a manager. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to them, and that's a lot of money to me to this day. That was one of the reasons that I actually joined SendNot Cards, was because of the $240 that you make every time you sign up a rep in SendNot Cards. So with that, like I said, they joined because they saw it, and they can make money doing this. More importantly, the chamber is a nonprofit, but it's a for-profit business. In other words, they have a staff. They need to make money. They have a budget. And when you can make money with SendNot Cards, that's just an extra amount of money that they can make. That's what sold them to join SendNot Cards. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the chamber as we move on through this, but I want to go ahead and process through these slides, if I can. And here in Palm Coast, we've put in 20 marketing distributors in the last 12 months, and these are generally all businesses. You see here Supreme Steamer, Killian Gutters, which is right here, is also a go-getter, and she's doing opportunity meetings now, starting well the last Thursday of the month, and this will be the second time she's going to be doing those meetings. So everything's really falling in place. But you'll see here, this is the realtor here, Memory Hopkins. Cruise Planners is a travel agent. AXC Lock and Smith. There's Modern Woodman, which is an insurance. Eagle Eye Inspections is a home inspector. McConsey IT is an IT repair guy. These are all marketing distributors. They could have easily have been customers of Send.Cars at the $39 level, but they chose to become marketing distributors because they can purchase their points for less. They love sending the card system. A lot of them were customers first that have upgraded, and they figured if they can refer a few people to me that are interested in the business, that I would follow up, and in turn they would make a little extra money for that referral, essentially. And that's the terminology that I use. I don't use leadership bonus. I say, hey, you send me someone that's interested in doing the business, and we'll pay you $240. How does that sound? And that sounds really, really good to anybody. And that's the kind of verbiage that I use with these people, because here at Southern, if you look at this one here, Southern Security, which is a security guy, he sets, he does cameras and all kind of security for the home. He's not interested in jumping into Send.Cars necessarily and just start promoting Send.Cars, but he is interested in doing this on a part-time basis and making extra money, or in other words, having an MLM plan. All of these people here know that they can find someone that's as aggressive as I am and go out there and really promote Send.Cars. They can make money. When I talk to businesses, I explain to them, it's not about you going out there and signing up 100 people into Send.Cars. It really doesn't work that way. Truly, if we just had one person here in Palm Coast that was doing what I do and was aggressive and really doing this seriously, that's really how many people you would need in this area to grow a sizable Send.Cars team. So a lot of these people know that they're going to have to run the numbers, send me a few people, but if they crack one here in Palm Coast, they can make a lot of money. I mean, 5% of $1 million in volume per year is $50,000. I mean, think about that. There's people, and including myself, there's people that are in the six figures in terms of volume, in the high six figures. So if I was your distributor, in your distributor code for that matter, and you were making 5% of my volume, well, we're going to be knocking on the $1 million mark annually in sales. 5% of that is $50,000 that you will be earning annually based on my volume. That's crazy money. So again, this is at the distributor level. At the manager level is 7%, and some of these percentages have changed in the past. So I might be saying they might be even higher than this. But anyways, the senior manager I think is 15%. And maybe Phil can help me on that. But think about that. So all of these people here have been conditioned, in other words. They're not going to go out and run and do this. Besides Killian right here, which she has the time to do this full time, a lot of these people here are basically, glorified, customers that they're savvy enough to know that, hey, this is an investment. I say things like, man, you need to have an MLM plan. This is an MLM plan. This is an investment. I've turned $400 into six figures. I've turned that type of investment into six figures. I say things like, how MLM is. A lot of these people know that, especially the ones that came in at the tail end. They're like, wow, this Send.Cars is going to take off big time, and I might miss out on this opportunity. A lot of them are looking at it that way. That wow, I'm going to miss out. They know that Lewis is serious. They know that it's spreading because they hear it. They hear it more every day. So they're saying to themselves, wow, this might take off. And I ask them straight up questions like, what do you know about multi-level marketing? What's your blueprint, in other words? And I talk about the money in Send.Cars. I talk about the potential here for a $400 investment to turn into big money here going forward. We talk about the technology in Send.Cars. We talk about Sincere. I mean, this is big, big news and big, big stuff. So don't sugarcoat it. Put it out there. A lot of these businesses, again, are looking to refer a lot of people to me here in the next 12, 18, 2 years down the road. So, enough said about that. Now, let me talk a little bit. Let me freshen you guys up on the 10 steps of a sale, because, I know that you guys have seen this before. Every time I explain this, I think that I can cover a couple new things, but let's talk about them. And I'm going to run through this fairly quickly. But a lot of the 10 steps, which are in red here, and I'm going to talk to these things in reference to the leads that you're generating through Facebook or through Craigslist or through drop cards, business cards, or anything like that. When you generate that lead, in other words, when that lead goes to your landing page and fills out the form, you're basically in the record stage, but I can make a case that you can start right back at the greeting stage, and I'm going to make my case. So if I generate a lead, let's say on Facebook, they fill out the form. So I have now all of their information. I have I have a phone number that I can text. I have an email that I can send an email. And I have an address that I can send a card to and follow up. I have an email address that I can run on Facebook and find them on Facebook and friend them. So I have a lot of different methods to tag them, essentially, or to follow up with them. So if I were going to call them, I can step right back into the greeting, the qualifying. The verifying I don't need to do because I already have the address. But, you can call these leads. I know Phil's really good at it. I'm really good at it. I'll do some short talk. When I do call them, I sound like a recruiter. I sound like a person that's, interviewing for a company. So it's almost like acting to me. In other words, I look at SendNotCars sent me out as an agent to find qualified people in order to come into SendNotCars into the fold, into the family of SendNotCars and start a business. So I'm not very intimidated at all. I'm very confident when I call people. Again, I psych myself up. I get the reservations just like anybody else, but I guess I can suppress them a little better. To me, again, it's just like acting. It's just like getting on stage. It's just like getting psyched up on a call when I'm going to call them. But, I portray myself straight up recruiter, agent, like a sport agent, in other words, like a staffing agent. So I play that role really, really well when I'm asking them questions. And qualifier questions. What do you do for a living? Have you worked online before? How much time do you spend on the computer? What kind of computer do you have? Do you have a mobile device or a computer? So I'm really, really into, portraying that role. And if I was going to call somebody for the first time on the landing page, I might ask them, did you watch the video? Did you watch the video that's on my landing page? Did you visit the website? So again, I'm qualifying and I'm asking questions. You can generate a lot of leads and really process these people. A lot of the people that you're generating make known that, a lot of them are not going to be qualified to do the business. So you want to cut to the chase. You want to be serious. You want to be like I said, a Marine Corps recruiter or an Army recruiter. You're looking for qualified people. And when you take on that role, you're going to do so much better processing these people all the way through. Because if I were to call them and I got all of their information, I can send them more videos to watch. I can walk them through a sincere presentation. There's a lot of things I can do. I can send them a card. So you really want them to like I said, you really want them to process completely. Think about them sending a card as well, because the magic in SendNotCars is in the actual sending of a card. I believe that the hardest thing in SendNotCars, if someone were to ask me, what is the hardest thing about SendNotCars, I would say is getting them to send a card. I mean, it sounds easy, as you know, but, getting people to take the time out of their busy day to actually send a card to a loved one sometimes becomes the hardest thing. If it's easy for you to do, then wow, you're way ahead of the game. You're way ahead of the game. For me, people are people. So getting them to sit down and taking a serious look. I had a prospect that was sent to me by one of the 20 that you saw prior to this slide. He's from Modern Woodman, and he has a lead that is just now getting to look at it. I've been talking to this guy for about 60 days. And finally, when I got to this is my maybe third time talking to him, I said, man, flat out, I said, look, you need to watch the videos. I need to send you my website, which is 321send.com. And you really need to process through that website as if you were seeing SendNotCars for the first time. I can't help you otherwise, because, you're going to be telling people to do the same thing. So you need to, when I hang up this phone, I'm going to text you my website, and with your mobile device, I need you to process through my affiliate website. If you're serious about doing this business, then you're going to have to do that. And guess what? The guy did. I have a text today from Troy telling me that this guy is ready to join as soon as I get back into Palm Coast. So that's what he said. I'm going to take him on his word, and this guy is really, really worth it. So, you know, the rest of the process, the record, the send, the invitation, just know that the invitation number 6 up here, if you're looking at this for the first time, you need to ask questions on the 90-day group ball. Ask questions about this. I have a lot of training on these steps. The invitation, just to touch on that a little bit, because when I greet them, qualify, I have their address, I send them, record them into my contacts management system, I send them a card. The invitation is basically the presentation. Is, you know, you really, really want to be on point when it comes to the presentation, and you want to have their undivided attention. I'm not going to keep covering the entire 10 steps, but I wanted to cover those little ones there. On the Craigslist ads, remember, they don't go to your form page. They actually send you an email. So then you're going to want to flip them back another email and then walk them through your landing page. And again, the verbiage of your email has to sound, you know, like you're a recruiter. When I give people's information, I'm going to text them, I am going to email them, and I am going to try to find them on Facebook and message them and whatnot, and I'm going to call them. I hit them in every angle. When I'm doing the follow-up, I'm doing the same thing. So enough said about that. Let me keep processing here. This is one of the Facebook ads that we ran. You know, but, you know, say what you want about Facebook. I think it's still one of the, you know, I'm not going to say premier. I'm fascinated how they can narrow down by you know, you can narrow down your search of what kind of person you're trying to attract. If you really master that and you master your verbiage, you're going to draw some qualified leads. If you're on Facebook and one of your qualifiers is a greeting card, you might be just targeting send-out cards people. So if you want to target photographers or you want to target a certain audience, I think, to me, it's fascinating how media today, social media, and how advertising is being done. But you'll see that you know, depending on the amount of space I have, that's usually the verbiage that I use there. New greeting card company is expanding to Alaska. Work from home, watch 5-minute video, get paid to send cards, and then it has my link here on the bottom, which is my landing page. So that's just an ad that I run. I think it's pretty effective. So, you know, by all means, if you want to see this again, just say, hey, Louis, let me see that ad, or let me, you know, copy me that ad, or you can use any of this verbiage that you want. And this can also be used on Google AdWords. And here's just another you know, banner ad that I have, and I've talked about this in reference to trying to find maybe someone that owns a blog or has a busy website, like let's say a chamber website. If you wanted to buy a banner ad that rotated in the home page of the chamber, that this is what it looked like. Usually it's a small banner, it's not going to be this big, but it's a banner that runs and it's connected to your landing page. So if that's what you want to do and find someone that already has a busy page, I tell you guys could tap into that and ask them, hey, can I run a banner on your ad? On your blog, or can I run a little small ad in your newsletter? So what's stopping you from finding people like that online? I mean, all you have to do is pick up the phone and call the webmaster. If most websites have contact information, pick up the phone, see how busy the website is, see if you can trade off. You want to basically tap into their reach. You can sit there literally all day long. As all you did was be like a hawk and looked around and found, you know, mother websites or art websites or something that has some kind of directory in it that you can see that has a reach. You can do that all day long and draw in the leads from their audience or their reach. Here's something that I ran. I've run this similar to this for the last 10 years. Literally simple work from home and the link on the bottom. I mean, I bought links like 321 work from home, 321 workfromthebeach.com. And these are simple little ads. These are the ones that are drop cards. If you don't have a lot of money, if you want to just print these on a sheet of paper, 5, 10 of these on a piece of paper and cut them out and pass them out, you can do that. Or you can make little garage sale little signs that they put at the red light. You can have something like this, less verbiage but a quick link, and you can draw leads like that as well. Okay, so that's the presentation. I want to go and touch a little bit about The ones that I did just sell, in other words, the marketing distributors that I just signed up, the businesses under the chamber. I want you to notice what I do is I use now 2 links, SheilaCards.com. Every distributor now that comes on board in our team, I encourage them to get links, and I tell them to buy 2 links. The .infos are going for $2 on GoDaddy, and if you go get a promo code, you can buy the .coms at GoDaddy also for $2. Right now, just for the sake of my MDs and their training, sometimes it's difficult for them to go to new.sendcars.com to access their contact management system. So I'm encouraging them to buy 2 domain names, a .com that actually goes to their, their contact manager. So in other words, if I cut this here and I put it into the page here, you'll notice that that's going to go to, and it should, I just did this today, it's going to go to new.sendcars.com, so that way I can tell Sheila, hey, Sheila, just go to SheilaCards.com, and from there, log in, and then you can start sending cards. Okay, and then I tell them if someone is interested in sending cards, Sheila, just send them to SheilaCards.info and info, and that way, you can send them to your affiliate site, and they can take a look at Send Cards, and you'll see the affiliate site pop up. I let them program those home pages onto their phones for quick access, and they can send cards with their phone. So I have those quick links there. If they want to show Send Cards to somebody, hey, go to sendcards.info or go to SheilaCards.info or SheilaCards.com. So you'll notice even for the Flagler County Chamber, I bought FlaglerChamber.com, FlaglerChamber.info. That way, when Flagler Chamber, some of the staff members, someone's interested in signing up under the chamber, all they got to go is to FlaglerChamber.info, and it's going to take them to the Join Now button at Send Cards. Where I think that site is remarkable now because it's pretty straightforward and it'll process right on through. And I wanted to touch a little bit about I own a bunch of domain names, and I just want to show you real quick because I use them as forwarders, a lot of them. So if you don't have a forwarder for your, and you'll see here, if you don't have a forwarder for your website at Send Cards, you should, and you should have one for the new.sendcards.com. That way you can access your contact manager right from your phone, and also you can use those little links on Facebook. I'm doing a lot of that. I'm doing a lot of texting. Like, let me show you something. Hey, take a look at this, 321send.com. Boom, I just send them to that, and they can go straight to my website and look at the videos. I met a guy today. I'm here in Florida. I'm out shopping. This guy, we met at a store. I was waiting for my wife to try on some clothes, and we started to talk. He was actually an entrepreneur. He sells sneakers on eBay, and we just started talking and things like that. And he asked me what I do, and I told him I have a greeting card system, and I'm an entrepreneur. I like residual income. He goes, yeah, he knew about MLM. Basically gave me his business card, asked me for mine. I was savvy enough to look at his business card and see that he didn't have an address on it. Really quick, hey, let me get your P.O. box. We'll stay in touch that way. Are you on Facebook? What's your name on Facebook? So, when you're meeting people, you need to verify all the information, get their information, and do the follow-up. Follow up like a pro. Don't let someone, beat you at following up. If you become a follow-up master, you're going to do good at Send Cards. And I tell people straight out, I am a follow-up king. Don't worry about it. You're going to hear from me. So with that being said, it's 9:30. I so much appreciate you guys being on the call. If you have any questions, please post them on the 90-day page. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to unmute the call, maybe take a few questions if you have them. If not, I'm going to end the night. So let me unmute the call real quick. And again, thank you guys for being on. All right, guys, we're live. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to say it now.
Great call. Thank you so much.
All right. Who's this?
Diane from New York. We're with Phil and Sheila.
Awesome. Thanks, Diane. Anything specific? Any questions out there?
No, you named it all. It was great.
Well, I did record it. Hopefully, like I said, you guys get something out of the call. Next week, we're going to be doing things a little bit different. I'm going to proceed with how to process these leads in terms of drawing them in and maybe some new ideas of how to get them. So I'm going to get back to the kids. I'm going to get back to Miami, and we'll go from there, guys. You guys have a good night.
Thank you, you too.
Okay, thanks, Louis. Bye.
Thanks.